Yo, I'm Nez, and I'm dropping another impromptu review on y'all. And this time, what we're gonna be doing a review of is the BAM, another generic bag item. What we have here today, let me try to get you a little closer here. This is the H&Zt bike cover storage. Now, it's exactly what it says it is. It's a storage shed, for like a mini storage shed to house your bikes, so that way, like if you have like 10 speeds or mountain bikes or anything like that, you can keep them out of the elements outside your house. If you don't have any room in your shed or your garage or whatever, you can erect one of these bad boys, and I believe they're big enough to hold 2 bikes, but once we get it erected, we shall see. While we get into it, it's a pretty generic bag. But before we get into this, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so that way you can be notified whenever I put out videos such as this. And if you like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, baby. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that share button, so that way you can let other people know about this video. So now we got all the politics out the way, let's get into this. Basically, it's just the whole thing wrapped in plastic. Got your barcode up front, you know I like to show you that. Pretty much once around. So let's get this out the plastic. Okay, basically the whole tent is all wrapped up in a bag just like this. It's a pretty durable bag. It's weatherproof, or the bag is waterproof, I should say. You undo this, open it up, all your contents of everything fit inside the bag. So instead of going through the whole taking out and going through piece by piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to lay everything out and then come back in so you can see all the parts. So catch you on the flip. All right, we back in. Now, full disclosure, I'm kind of Tarantinoing this video. And what I mean by Tarantino, if anyone's ever seen a Quentin Tarantino movie, usually the movie starts at the ending, and then they go back to the beginning and show you how it got to the ending. Pretty much the way this video is going to look, this part right here that I'm showing you right now, it was the very last thing that I did in the video. Everything else in this video I did before this. So, but in full disclosure, again, I needed to do it that way because I wanted to make sure that it was actually easy for me to put this together and all that stuff. I'm not going to be showing you how I put it together because it even though it was easy, it was a pain in the ass with the long rods here. So let me just explain to you what we got here first real quick. You got 5 rods like this. Yeah, 5 rods like that. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 here, and then we have 2 of the extra long rods that's going to get together. That's going to pretty much make the whole upright frame of the whole thing. And these 5 rods are just side support rods. And then also in the blue bag here, these rods all came in this slim green bag. Okay, and then in the blue bag you have these stakes and stuff right here, so you can like tether it to the ground. You have the wires and stuff, the rope and stuff like that. And then you have the tent here, and that's the reason why I want to show you disclosure, because I'm sure you can see some of the rods are a little bent a little bit, and you can see some little rusting on the grommets in the tent, because this tent was already used. And everything I'm about to tell you in the review after this part right here that you're seeing is going to be from me using the tent. And I've used this tent for, I'm going to say I've had this erect for like 2 months now, trying to make sure this is going to hold up and this is going to be sturdy enough for you guys. So with that being said, I'm just going to go over to the next clip here, and the next clip is going to be, this is going to be put together, and we're going to go from there. So see you on the flip side when I'm going to turn all this stuff right here, this hodgepodge stuff, into this. Bam! And just like that, we back in and all put together. It's a nice size, and it could definitely hold 2 bikes comfortably, or with a little bit of space to spare. But I'm not using it for that. I'm using it for actual storage while I get my man cave together. You see, I'm still in the process of building my bar. if I had to make one complaint, because you know they only gave you 5 of these bars, I would rather have given them 7, you know, one more for each, you know, on each side of the bottom, because when you put this together, the top part is all spread apart, but then the bottom part comes together. So I know it just comes with the ground spikes, because you're supposed to anchor it to the ground, or the ground anchors I should say. But what if you don't want to do that? What if I just wanted to set this on top of wood and use it for what I'm using it for, storage? I had to literally get some 2x4s and screw it into 2x4s to keep it apart. So I think that other than that, I really like this. This is like I said, it's a nice size for what I need. I just need to get a couple things out of the garage, so that way I can make room to bring in the bar when I get it put together. When you open it up, it's very spacious, and I like how the zipper goes all the way down, and it continues underneath, so you could damn near take this whole thing off if you like. There's plenty of space on the inside, plenty of space, so I can get quite a few boxes in here and out of the elements. But before I even put anything in here, it's supposed to rain tonight, so that's why I kind of wanted to get this together, because I want to see how this bad boy fares in the rain, because I don't want to put any of my valuables in here if this isn't going to hold up. So tomorrow, if it's dry on the inside and only wet on the outside, then I'm gonna start loading her up, and then start moving my bar to the inside to finish. But like I said, you can easily put 2 bikes in here, no problem, whether it's 2 racing bikes or mountain bikes, whatever. I might even throw my tread climber. I got one of those Bowflex tread climbers that should fit in here perfectly fine. I have nowhere to put it right now, so I think I may just store it out here until I find a home for it. One of my relatives may want it. But yeah, I can't say that I can't say enough about that. Oh, you know what, one more thing I wanted to point out. This came with no instructions. As I already pointed out, there's no instructions with this, but so let me show you how I put it together, just so you guys know. Basically, you have on the outside, you have this right here. You're supposed to, once you put the poles together, you're going to have 2 long poles, and then you're going to have 5 short poles. The 2 long poles, you're going to have to feed it through this thing all the way to the other side, on the front and the back. And that, I'm going to say, that's going to take the most time. It was a pain in the half. I think altogether it took me about 20 minutes, give or take a few minutes, to put this together. And the majority of that was just trying to slide this long pole through this long you know, sliver of fabric or whatever that they have to put the pole in there. So once you get that in there, this bad boy is going to take shape, and on both sides, and then you're going to easily put these 5 poles in there. You know, like I said, they should have made 7, 1 for each side of the bottom, so that way, you know, so if you have some grass and you anchor this, then you're fine. Or you're gonna have to get creative like me. I took some 2x4s and screwed it to it, you know, just like that, and also add some weight to it. So, you know, and I made me a makeshift floor, because like I said, this is temporary, and I like the fact that all this folds up into a little travel size bag. So hopefully this holds up. Okay, we're back in. We got the next day here, and I just want you to see that we did get a little bit of water in here, and it rained pretty hard. So what I'm going to say is it kept the majority of the water out, but and I think this little bit of water that we did get in here was because it was kind of whipping up, and the wind was blowing all over the place and stuff like that. So it was just this right here, because it didn't have any flap coming down over top of it to protect the zippers. I just think that just with the heavy winds and everything, some water was going to penetrate. So it's not completely airtight, but if you know that you are going to suspect some wind, what I would say is maybe throw a tarp over it. I mean, I know it defeats the purpose. It should, I know they have some solutions out here that are more expensive that are completely watertight, but you know what? This is one of those situations where you get what you pay for. You're saving money, right? It pretty much does the job that you want to do, but it it does get a little bit of water, but like I said, there's a simple solution for that. Just throw a little tarp over it, or if you have some like waterproof tape, maybe you can like tape around the edges on the days that you know it's going to rain, just to protect it. Or, you know, or if you're like storing it for long storage, you're like putting your bike away for like the winter or something like that, then just get some of that Flex Seal tape or whatever. That has a pretty good seal on it, and it's pretty sticky, and pretty good bond to surfaces, I should say, and it's watertight. So just cover up the whole zipper area of it and just leave like that over the winter, and then in the spring you can go ahead, pull the tape off and take it out, and then, you know, you just have to worry about just the spring rain. And that's where I would say do like something temporary, like some masking tape when you're you know, not using it, just to cover up the zipper, so that way you don't get any water should it rain. But as you can see, it's very little water. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of water. Just a couple little things there. So you're not, by no means is anything getting drenched in here. And like I said, all the stuff that I'm using this for storage, and I'm gonna have them in the big Tupperware containers sitting inside here, so I don't have to really worry about anything getting really wet anyway. So I'm gonna say for the money, for the price, because the price is definitely right. The price is definitely right for this. I'll put the links down in the description where you can find everything. So it's one of those things where you just have to check back and forth to see if it's available, but it's definitely worth it, because like I said, I'm gonna say it kept like 99.9% of the water out of here. So if it's bikes, I mean, they can get wet anyway. So, but if you're storing anything other than bikes, then I would say make sure you put them in Tupperware containers, or at least the bottom level of stuff is Tupperware containers, and then the top levels can be whatever sitting on top of the Tupperware containers. So all the water is going to fall to the bottom floor here, and that's going to get inside your stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm curious to know if you have something like this or something similar. I know there's a more expensive one than this that claims to be watertight. Let me know if you have that one, or if you have this or another brand like this. I'm curious to know how that fares as far as the whole water situation. Real quick, I just want to show you a solution that I came up with to kind of keep the water out. I just got me a little what is it, a 5x7 tarp, maybe it might be 8x10, not exactly sure. And I basically put it on, and then these little eye hooks here that you use for the sides, I just ran them through the little grommets, you know, and then I draped it over, ran through the little grommets to hold it in there. And then now at the bottom I got some bungee cord to do the same thing, to hold it in there. I just took it off, but you know, then I did that all around a couple of the spots, just ran it through the little grommet, so that way it has some play, the tops and back, so that way, so now when the wind starts whipping up and it's raining and it's windy and raining, you don't have to worry about any water getting in the zipper area. So like I said, it's temporary, and then when I need to get in there, I just basically just do something like this, undo a grommet, and then put the grommet back, so that way it still maintains its stability. Let me just put that back over there, and then I just pull it back like so, and then I can get in there as needed. So that's just, you know, my solution, because I was finding that duct tape, I didn't have any of the flex tape on hand, but all I had was duct tape, and duct tape wasn't really sticking to this material that well. So so the fact that it kept coming off, I knew all you need is a little bit of water, and it's really just going to fall right off and then get inside. So, but this right here, it's already been tested multiple times. We had multiple little rainstorms, and this kept every drop of water out. So that's just a suggestion if you want to do it that way, or you can come up with your own way. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like if you haven't already, that thumbs up, whatever you want to call it. And with that being said, this has been the official review of the H&Zt pop-up bike tent, however you want to call it. Name's down below. I'm sure you can read it. Cop that. I'll put the links in the description. Hopefully it's available when you go to look for it, because it's a damn good price. I bought 2 of them, so you know, that just goes to show how good the price is. But definitely cop that, and I'm out this piece.